Welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you countries that I did not feel safe traveling to on my own, and I've also traveled to these countries with friends and family as well. I'm also going to be giving brief explanations as to why I did not feel safe in these countries, and some of these countries might really surprise you. So moving on to the first country on this list, which is, surprisingly enough, Switzerland. And I know it's crazy that I'm even saying Switzerland because it is said to be one of the most safest countries for female solo travelers, but I on the other hand had a different experience. This was still back in my earlier travel days. Randomly decided to go to Switzerland because I thought of it as safe and I wanted to go see some mountains and just see the landscape and everything. My first thoughts of Geneva specifically, I did not have a good experience because there were so many creeps there and they kept following me and they tried even talking to me as well. So I did not feel safe, and this was during broad daylight, and this kept happening throughout the whole day in public places, even at supermarkets and malls and in the center, which is just really weird. I mean, normally if there is a bunch of people there, you don't really expect something like that to happen, but yeah, that happened. Later that evening, I actually took the first bus out and I went up to Chamonix in the French Alps, so yeah, that's what happened. I am not letting that discourage me because I still do want to explore Switzerland because I am so obsessed with their landscape and everything, so I am very interested to see more of the country, and this time it's gonna be with my hubby so I don't get followed or none of that, so yeah. Moving on to the second country on this list, which is Italy. I have traveled to Italy on my own and also with family, so I have been to quite a few places. I've been to the main areas, but I've also been to like some smaller towns within the coast, the southern part of Italy. The first place in Italy that I did not feel safe was in Bari, Italy, and the only reason I went there was because the flight was so cheap and I just wanted to see something a little bit different, and I did see something quite different. So I had landed in Bari late at night, and then the next morning I wanted to fully explore Bari. So what had happened was, the next morning I wanted to take a bus to go right into the center. It was broad daylight. It was 9 or 10 a.m. It was like pretty early in the morning, and I walked to my bus stop with my bag. As I was waiting for the bus, there comes this car, right? At first he's like driving full on fast, like high speed, but then once he saw me, the scariest thing of all happened was that once he saw me, he tried to do a U-turn. Actually, he did not try, he did do a U-turn. He did a whole U-turn, and then he was coming towards me with his car. He had his window open, and then he kind of parked on the side, and he was like making noises for me to like come over, and then I felt like he was like trying to get out of his car as well. This was also during my earlier travel days. Luckily enough, even during my early travel years, I was quite prepared for things like this to happen. So as soon as he like parked, I just sprinted, and then I saw this one bus. I didn't know where it was going, but I just hopped on it because I was thinking, if I get into another bus, at least I am not likely to be followed anymore because I'd be in a public transportation, and yeah, that's why. So I sprinted to a bus, and luckily that bus did go around the city, so I did manage to get into the center where I was going, but that was a pretty big scare. I could have possibly been kidnapped or worse, so yeah, I'm just very lucky that I had these instincts right from a younger age as well. And the second place in Italy would be Napoli, Italy, and this might not surprise a few people because there's people that have had maybe similar experiences, but I will just say in the end of this all, I did really enjoy Napoli. But on my first day when I landed in Napoli, I landed at around noon. It was around like 1-2 p.m. and then I had to take a bus going into the center, or no, I don't think even it was the center, but I had to go to a train station. There was like a nice girl that helped me out, and she was Italian, and she just, yeah, she was just really nice, so she helped me and guided me to like where to go and so on. But anyways, once I made it to this station, to this train slash bus station, I had to go and look for my hotel. And during this time when I did go to Napoli, I think I felt a bit confident because I was also pretty much experienced at this point, because I had already been through all sorts of different traveling scares and experiences. So at this point I was like, okay, I'm safe, I'm good to go. Also, I'm kind of partially blaming myself too, because I hate train stations. I hate it. Like above, I hate staying by train stations, I hate all of that. But this one time I was like, you know what, I want to stay near the train station just so that once I arrive I can just check in and then the next day just go somewhere else, because I booked this place for just one night. So once I got to the station, I was looking on the map, where am I supposed to go? And this map had been sending me through different routes and everything, so I ended up getting very lost. So what happened was I was getting harassed during that whole time. I was not only getting harassed, I was getting gawked at, and there was even a guy that tried to grab me, which was crazy. There was guys that was like surrounding me and like trying to walk with me. And it was like the immigrants, it wasn't even the Italians. The Italians, like, they left me alone. It was the immigrants that was by the train stations. It was just such a traumatic experience. Like, I don't want to get into too much detail, but it took me a good hour to find this place, and I was getting that whole time harassed and catcalled, and yeah, it was just not a nice experience. That's why Italy is on this list, but I still do love Italy and it's still one of my favorite countries to go to, but I'm just not gonna go there on my own anymore. Next country on this list is Malaysia, and I have only been to Kuala Lumpur specifically. I haven't been to any of the islands, which I heard is beautiful, but I didn't have a great experience there. I had spent a few days there, and I also stayed at a female hostel just because that's what I would do back in the day. I would go to female hostels just because, like, I feel a lot more safer that way. I am also pretty used to traveling within Asia, so I thought Kuala Lumpur was gonna be pretty much the same, maybe a bit more busy just because it's a bigger touristy attraction spot. I just didn't like it because there were like people there and they were filming me, and they literally had, and it was actually a few Indians, they had their phone out and they were like literally pointing it at me. And mind you, I dressed modestly, so I was covered too, and this guy was just like if you're gonna film, at least don't be that obvious. But yeah, and they did it with no shame. They just like stick the camera. This was like when I was like at a traffic stop. Like I was like trying to cross the road and there's this one Indian with his phone out. It was just like what goes through your head? Like seriously, I don't understand. But yeah, I had this experience like pretty much throughout almost my whole stay, and I just did not like it. I did not like the staring, I did not like the filming moments, like even the obvious and not obvious ones, and yeah, I just did not like it. It was just not a great experience, unfortunately. Next country on this list is also kind of surprising, but in a different kind of way, and it would be Germany. And it's crazy for me to say Germany just because I am half German, but I did not have a good experience there. And again, it's the train stations. It's every single train station in Germany that I've been to that I did not have a good experience. I always try to avoid walking in the evening, but when you need to like catch a train or like go somewhere, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Especially in them budget days, but sometimes you just have no choice but to like take them later trains. I had arrived in the train station, I tried to find my hotel, and the same thing, I keep getting harassed. It's very annoying. And the other thing about this is that I have also been to Germany with my mom because she's German, so I'd go with her from time to time, right? And even when it would be the two of us, we were both getting harassed. Imagine that. Like, even if you're with someone, you're getting like catcalled, just harassed in general, or there's just people in groups of men just like walking around you. It's just, oh, like, it's just frustrating, you know? It's like really, really annoying. And the other reason why I'm not a big fan of Germany is because there's just drunkies everywhere you go. There's people puking on the streets, and like people just can't take drinks, which is why I'm not a big fan of drinkers as well. But with that being said, this does not mean that I don't like Germany because there is beautiful landscape, beautiful castles there, but I just don't feel safe going there on my own, and I'm happy I don't need to go on my own anymore. And the final country on this list is the United States of America, which that should really not surprise you. I don't know if it's because I'm European or what's the thing, but the cultures with like people talking to each other is just not the same. It's really weird. I feel like men there are very, very pushy. I don't want to get into too much detail, but it's just that they're very pushy. They don't take no for an answer. It's just really weird because I feel like here, if someone were to approach you and if you say no, you're not interested, like they just leave you alone. But over there, the opposite. It's like they get more and more attracted to that, which is so weird. It's very, very strange. And again, the whole following thing, like I don't know, but these people, I don't know why they like following women. I don't know if in their head they think that's what attracts women. Like no, it doesn't. It actually scares the hell out of them. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not really safe there, especially with the whole guns and everything. I just no, like no. Not going there on my own anymore. Never. Well, there you have it. That was pretty much all the countries that I did not feel safe traveling on my own, and even with friends and family, which is kind of crazy. Don't let all these countries discourage you because everyone has their own experience. So you could have been to all of these countries that I just listed and had a perfectly safe time, but I did not have such a good time. But I think it's great to share stories like these just so that everyone can be aware that even in the most safest countries, things like this can happen. And sometimes even in third world countries, you can feel extremely safe. But anyways, let me know down below in the comments if you have been to these countries and if you agree or disagree, and let me know your experience, and I'd be very, very happy to read it and respond to it. Please subscribe to this channel and give this video a big thumbs up, and I'm looking forward to see you in the very next video. Bye!